Shantihi. Interesting the conversation of today. That how we can do in order to keep the shanti, the peace, during our daily life. If you lose this shanti, this is only shanti of the mind. That shanti is not so. You need that shanti that you cannot lose, no matter where you are. That is the shanti you need. If you did, how you lose your happiness? This happiness that you lose because you know something don't go like you think. This happiness, you don't need this happiness. Temporal happiness. You need permanent happiness, ananda. You need permanent shanti, permanent ananda, in order to be a famous philosopher, that you bring a new philosophy, something really. If not, what is the value? In India, with indifferent, whenever you bring something new, seems to us something delicate, our spiritual life. So new, it's like you don't see so much new things in that sense. In India means it's like to bring, I at home don't take these medicines that the doctors say, I invent at home a new medicine. You say, well, wait a moment, but who? No, it's my invention. You are a doctor? No, in the night I dream that this and that is a good end, In India, they prefer to go after something that have proved himself. A bus, a taxi that brings somebody in the past to that place, we trust in it. So should be, this is what Shankara did, a master, enlightened master. But he went and he commented the Holy Scriptures, the Shastras. No doubt of his enlightenment, but he didn't say throw the books. He was a very classical commentator of the Prasthanatraya. Prasthanatraya are the text, the Holy Scriptures, on the basis of Vedanta. They are Brahma Sutras, Bhagavad Gita, and yeah, very nice. So he did comments to all these texts, beautiful comments, and he exposed this Advaita Vedanta, the non-dual philosophy, his vision. I don't like so much to say a philosophy, people like to talk in that sense. The Advaita philosophy is more than philosophy, it's a vision. It's a vision. Shankara, as we will see in his writings, was not only a philosopher. He was a master, he taught, on the basis of the Shastras and of the direct experience. So strong what he did. He came in a very, very tumultuous time, in a very special period of time, when the followers of the Vedas have a special inclination for ceremonies, rituals. Ceremonies was all the thing, how to do something in order to achieve something else, how to offer, rituals. I know rituals are important, and Shankara will explain that ritual and ceremonies are important, but not in the sense that you can do something in order to achieve something else, or you can do something in order to achieve the divine. Means ritual or ceremonies, there is no something that you can do that with that you can buy or manipulate God. Karmakanda in that period of time was was many followers of the Vedas with that attitude of the Karmakanda. In the other side was Buddhist philosophy, that they reject totally the Vedas, reject the Holy Scriptures, no Vedas, only more a soteriologic attitude. And was the Charvakas that we can call like atheist, we can say, Charvakas. But Shankara came in the middle, and he didn't went with Buddhism that was a kind of reaction to the Karmakanda and to the Brahmanas, but at the same time he went with the Karmakanda in the sense that he tried to expose the Jnanakanda or Upanishads and the most brilliant aspect of the Vedic vision, the Vedic revelation, because the Vedic we cannot talk, when we talk about Vaidika Dharma, we don't talk only about books. It's not so much like we are accustomed to the Judeo-Christian, Islamic or Semitic attitude of the Bible, New Testament, the Quran, where the book is the basis, the book, the writing word. Vaidika Dharma or the Vedic religion, Sanatan Dharma, is more on the basis of certain revelation, because our scriptures are Shruti, what is hearing is a revelation that is hearing. After that was writing, but especially was a kind of a revelation. The Veda is more an expression of something that happens to the rishis of the past. Well, Shankara went and comment, the Prasthanatraya, exposed his Advaita vision and wrote a series of text treatises where he went deeper and deeper. Atmabodha, Tattvabodha, about Vivekachudhamani is one of his most is very important. And here we see the Advaita vision. So, well, Shankara, you have a lecture about Shankara, a very big lecture with all the details. I don't want to go too much into it, but it's important to understand that Shankara brings something new, and at the same time, he went with the Shastras. He didn't change the tradition. He accepted spiritual master. He went with the Vedic, Sanatana Dharma, Vaidika Dharma. The book is Vivekachudhamani. Viveka is Chudamani. Chuda is crest. Mani is jewel. Viveka is discrimination, discernment. So the name of the book is the crest jewel of discrimination or discernment. And then we enter into this subject. The subject of the book is a very, very important. The name of the book is in a very, very important principle in Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, and in spiritual life in general. Viveka. Viveka, discernment. What is Viveka? Viveka is discrimination, that is the capability to separate, to divide Discrimination when sometimes things become lumped together, and it's very difficult to separate them. So the discrimination is ability, the capability to discriminate or to separate, to divide. For example, if we have a fireball, we put a metal ball or something in a oven, yeah? And then with a lot of temperature, in some moment become a ball of fire, and we see a ball of fire. But that is because we cannot separate the nature of the fire and the nature of the metal. So we see a ball of fire. But if you see and you try to discriminate, you will see that the round shape is one thing, belongs to the metal. The circumference belongs to the metal, and the color, the heat, belongs to the fire. So you see, there are two things. This is discrimination. But why is so important here this word? Until the point that Shankara put the name of the treatise on this book, Vivekachudhamani, the Christ jewel of discrimination. How is so important discrimination in our spiritual life? Because he talked about the viveka, or the discrimination between what is self and what is non-self. And that means that these two things are lumped together in every one of us. Self, my real nature, what I am really are, and what I think I am. The opinion I have about myself. Totally mixed. Without discrimination, you go in the world and you are confused. I am a human being. I am belongs to the nature of the real self, what I am really are. Human beings belong to the body-mind complex, but I cannot separate. Both of them are there together. Because we are not like the animals, for example, that the animal don't have self-conscious. Mamo, canito, the dog, they know they have conscious, but they are not they don't know I am a dog. I am an English bulldog. I have a lot of wrinkles, so I am not so beautiful. I am a little ugly. Self-conscious. Human beings are self-conscious. What is the reason? The reason is because the human being is something very special. In this process where the awareness, the consciousness, go and develop certain duality in order to be aware of itself, means the consciousness to be conscious of itself, self-consciousness, continue manifest itself slowly in a process of evolution through mineral, vegetal, fish, animals, in order to go and to be conscious of itself till reach the point of human being. In the human being, there is a very special point in the process where is the end of the evolution and the beginning of the involution. That means a totally different process where the consciousness go back home, involution. And for this purpose, the human being have self-conscious is something different. That is something that the animal don't have. With the self-consciousness, the human beings develop something that is self-will. Self-will. No, these have another name. Self-volition. Yeah. This is very, very important. The self-volition, the will. Because you need to understand one thing. When there is no self-consciousness, the animal, the dog, can only act as a dog. The cat can act as a cat. Means that the horse, the donkey, he cannot resist the nature of his body. He will act as a cat, as a dog. But human beings, because of the self-consciousness and this self-volition, can resist the nature of his body, can act in different ways and resist the nature of the body. For example, the human beings can practice consciously celibacy, can fast, can do in certain moment when he decides. You need to understand, in the process of evolution, there is some spontaneous, natural happening, development, that from the human being in the process of involution is like you have a small motor that you can begin to direct yourself in certain direction, and then you can go against the flow. You can, in the evolution, you are like a small leaf in the water that go from a tree to a fish to a dog, everything okay, no problems. Flow with the nature. In the human being is a process. All the thing is a process, and we are a process. We are a process. We're not something finished. So, because this self-conscious, we have opinions. Of course, human beings have opinions and interpretations of everything. But because of the self-conscious, we have opinions about ourselves. We have opinions about ourselves. And then we have this, what we are and what we think that we are, what we believe that we are, the big beliefs that we have. Even atheist, I don't believe in nothing. You believe a lot of things about yourself. And these are mixed together. When I say, I am sad, I am happy, I am belongs to the real nature, to what you really are, to the self. Happy, sad belongs to, is an emotional situation. It's a feeling, nothing to do with your real self. When you say, I am angry, I am tall, or I am ugly, I am beautiful, I am this. This I am belongs to the self. I am tall, I am this belongs to the body. So all the things are together, are mixed together. Here we need the discrimination or the capability to divide between them, to do this division, to separate them. Okay. But we can ask, why so important? What is the importance? Okay, I lump together the self with the non-self. So I think I am Chilean. I am is the self, Brahman. Chileans belongs to the body. So what is the problem? The problem is that the self that is unlimited, unchangeable, is eternal, with opinions I limit. Means I develop a sense of limitation. Whatever opinion I add to the self, I limit it. And I feel this, I experience this sense of limitation. For example, even when I say, I am a millionaire, but you don't have all the richness of the universe. So there is a limitation. When you say, you can say, I am an erudite, but you are not omniscient. You don't know everything. You can say, so, a sense of limitation. You can be, I am famous. Yeah, but in the past, nobody know you. And in the future, you don't know, maybe people will forget you. So, it's a sense of limitation. Everything, every opinion you have about yourself, I am is unlimited. And you have the intuition, intuitively, you know that you are unlimited. But you feel this sense of limitation that is not your nature. You can feel this sense of limitation. You can, and this discrimination or viveka should work in a very existential level. And this is what we talked today, yesterday, all these days. If you look at yourself, if you perceive in yourself, you will see that these concepts, ideas, thoughts, but the space where all these concepts and thoughts about yourself exist. The space is the self. And all these concepts, all these ideas, try to imagine they're like planets. Tick, 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 tick. And you live in this tension all the time to maintain this kind of I think about these thoughts. You maintain now this tension, these thoughts. Even thoughts like shanti, like peace. Peace. I need to maintain this peace. Nothing should destroy this peace. But something happens, lose the peace. So another concept, silent. Another concept, enlightenment. Experiences. You maintain experiences. All this life, if you analyze, is a life that is a collection of experiences. Now, what is this moment? You hear this motto, an experience. You hear my voice, an experience. You sit here, an experience. Everything is, if you take your life, all your life is a series of experiences. And nobody in this world can prove that all these objects that you see outside, they really exist. Nobody in the world. You know, through the manas, you see colors, perceive colors, sounds, touch, smell. You bring that to the body, the intellect, take it, all this information, analyze with the chitta, and the body assume, remember this word, assume, that here there is tea. But nobody prove it. This is a lot of it. This is an experience. What is there? It's not a glass of tea. It's an experience. It's an experience. You are here. What there is here? A teacher in front of you talk. No. This is not the point. The point is that this is an experience. Then you go and perceive experiences. And we have this, this life of slavery because we escape from ugly experiences and we run desperate after beautiful experiences. This is, and our main mistake in enlightenment or running after enlightenment is that we assume that enlightenment is the most wonderful experience. But it's an experience. And experiences come and go. Experiences are temporal, are not eternal. Every experience, no matter mystical experience of Teresa of Avila, whatever experience, come and go. And enlightenment is to experience your real eternal nature, what you really are, not an experience that come and go, but something that is there, eternally there, was with you, is with you, and will be because it's you. So discrimination should be a discrimination between all these experiences, waves, and the ocean. And at the end, the water. You can use many ways to discriminate. One of them is see your thoughts. Now, there are thoughts. See the attention of the focus that you have in every. You have a focus in every belief about yourself, every thought about yourself, every experience. Relax the focus. Relax the focus. What remains? This is a way to discriminate. What remains is awareness, consciousness, the water. We have this belief that an ugly thought, ugly concept, ugly idea, or ugly experience would make you ugly. And this belief that a beautiful experience, a nice idea, make you beautiful, happy, whatever. But no, you can be sad, a lot of sadness, but if you see deep inside, there is something that is not sad. There is something that is unchangeable. Nothing touches it. You can be very, very happy, but there's something inside, deep in you, that is not happy. That is not happy and is not sad. Something that is always untouchable, unchangeable. So here enter the viveka, or discrimination. And enlightenment is to rest in that never change, that never come and never go. It's always there. To relax into it, not to search for it, not this searching, because then searching is another experience. Don't search for experiences. So we go and suffer. We suffer because of this sense of limitation, of all these opinions. We think that everybody run after happiness, but it's not like that. We run after to be liberated from this sense of limitation. This is what we want. We want to be liberated from the sense of limitation. We want a bigger car, a bigger house. How much love we want? Anthony, how much love? Infinite love, without limits. Yeah? Live life. We want to live forever, and we don't want limitation. We reject this. Why? Because it's not our nature. It's not our nature. Intuitively, we feel that we are unlimited love. We have no. All these limits are not our nature. If it was our nature, we would accept them happily. When you perceive awareness, consciousness, Brahman, the self, you will realize a lot of things. The unity. Everything is a unity. That is the reason we want to enter into the other. We want others. We don't want to feel alone. We want the other. Because intuitively, we are one thing. This unity. Yesterday I say to somebody how we know it, that everything is related. You have never experienced something disconnected from you. Never. Every experience you have in your life was in some way or other related, connected to you. You cannot experience, even if you want something, disconnected from you. So, this discrimination, this viveka, is so important in spiritual life. And we will begin with the invocation, that is the first verse. Mangala Charana, every classical text in Hinduism have an invocation, or Mangala Charana. That is like a resume of the book in certain way. It's like when today people write a book and they put something to write about the book. What is the book? In the Mangalacharana, we have a lot of things about what is the book, what talk about the basis, and this is the invocation. There are a few commentators that put this is the verse 1, but in reality it's a Mangalacharana or invocation. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. My salutations to Sadguru Govinda, who is completely absorbed in the highest transcendental bliss, whose true nature only can be known by realizing the very essence of Vedanta, which is imperceptible through the instruments of perception. The first interesting thing of this verse is that the central word is Govinda. This is the central word of this verse. And Govinda is simultaneously a name of God, Krishna, as a cowboy, and the name of the spiritual master or the guru of Shankara. So Shankara, that was a big poet, he wrote a verse that can be interpreted simultaneously, like for God or for the guru. He established something very interesting, the guru or God. So, and we see here the importance of guru in the Sanatana Dharma. I know this is so interesting because in the Western we have these concepts of, think by yourself, don't give to other the responsibility of your life. I know so good all these arguments, how you can give to somebody else to think instead of you. You should be a person who is very weak. If you surrender to a guru, you need to think by yourself, to be yourself, or that. And then Shankara, a big master like Shankara, and others like Ramakrishnananda, Swami Vivekachudhamani, so many spiritual masters open the books with the importance to accept a spiritual master. So here from the beginning, and it's always this surprised me because very intelligent people who give lectures about Vedanta in the Western countries, and they talk about, guru is something that, you don't need to take somebody who guide you, you don't need guidance, but then when you go to analyze something like Shankara and other masters, they put it very clearly from the beginning, guru is the beginning of spiritual life. Is the beginning of spiritual life. So he did all the Mangalacharana with his spiritual master and got in the same position, because as we know in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna says that there is no difference between me and the guru. The Hinduism put, I know it's not very popular in the Western countries, but in Shiva too and Krishna too, in different scriptures, they talk about there is no difference between me and the guru. You should relate to the guru as you relate to me. And that means a lot. That means a lot in the sense that you cannot look at the guru or relate to him as a human being, for good and for bad. It's important for good because you cannot be attached to the guru like you are attached to a person. Don't develop this kind of relation. You need to develop a relation that is directed to enlightenment. And here, I want to say something in relation to Viveka. This discrimination between what is self and non-self is very important in relation to the Guru too. Because the relation with the spiritual master, first of all, is based on the self. Not so much in the non-self, but in the self, in the level of the absolute. There I have to relate to the Guru in my searching for enlightenment. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta. So Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam. And we talk about Govinda. Govinda is the center of the verse. Gocharam is that can be perceived. Gocharam can be perceived. Govinda, the divine awareness, consciousness, can be perceived. Can be perceived. But through Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta, to the last conclusion of the Vedanta. And this is something that I repeat many times, but it's very interesting. But Vedanta is the last conclusion of the Vedas. The Upanishads, the Jnana-kanda, the Jnana-kanda portion of the Vedas. But what can be the Sarva Vedanta the last Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta, the last conclusion of the Vedanta? That should be not an intellectual or mental conclusion, but an existential conclusion. That Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharan can be perceived to the last conclusion of the Vedanta is yourself as awareness, yourself as consciousness. You are not a wave. The wave is Jiva. The ocean is Ishvara, the water. That the water is made Ishvara and Jiva. That is the last conclusion, the essence. Tamagochara, and cannot be perceived through the senses. Cannot be perceived through the senses. Your real nature, what you really are, your authenticity cannot be perceived through the senses. Because in order to perceive something through the senses, you need a certain distance. If I see something, it's because there is a distance between me and the microphone. So I can perceive, I can see the microphone. But as long as things become near to me, it's more difficult to perceive them. I cannot perceive the eye. It's too near. It's difficult to perceive things that are very, very near. And of course, your real nature, what you really are, Govinda, cannot be perceived through the senses, but through the last conclusion of Vedanta. Govinda. Govinda is go is a cow, but here go is go can be senses too, but go is speech, and here is the most beautiful translation is go like speech, and Vinda from the source vid, to know, of Veda, vid. Why? Because of the Gopalatapani Upanishad, who say go bhumi Veda veditaha, means he who is known through or by the Vedas. Govinda is this who is known by the how, because go is a speech that is related to Shruti, that is hearing. So if Shruti is through hearing, what is speech? The revelation itself. So Vinda, who is known through the Vedas. And then you remember this beautiful verse of the Gita, Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sanivishto Matahas. Who remember? Who remember? Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sanivishto Matahas Mritir Jnanam Apohanam Cha Vedaishcha Sarvair Aham Eva Vedyo. Beautiful. Then Krishna say, Vedaishcha Sarvair Aham Eva Vedyo. I am to be known through the Vedas. I am to be known through the Vedas. And if Govinda is that who is known through the Vedas, so Govinda is Krishna. But here there is another interesting point. When Krishna say, I am to be known through the Vedas, this I is an I after discrimination. You know, all the holy scriptures have this problem. Because spiritual life, the direction of spiritual life is to discover who you are or what you are. When a person say I, depends what is your identification? With what you identify in order to know to what you refer. For example, if an ordinary person say, I want an ice cream, okay, it's very clear. You identify yourself with your body, with your mind, you need an ice cream. But when Lord Jesus say, I am the way, only through me is possible to reach the truth. I am the way, the truth, and the life. This I am is not the same I that want ice creams. It's not, I am the way. It's not this body is the way, this ego is the way, and this mind is the way. No, you see, he is the way. He is the way. When Krishna say, Man mana bhava mat bhaktu mat yaji mam namaskuru, you see Krishna, we need to love Krishna. Or surrender to me. Evam paramparā. No, sarvadharman parityajai. So, surrender to him, to Krishna. Now, when Krishna say, aham sarvasya prabhavu, I, it don't mean this body. Yeah. I am to be known through the Vedas. What do you mean? I am to be known. Aham sarvasya. What do you mean? It don't mean this body need to be known, but the self. The self. Govinda. That is the reason Govinda is God. But is your real nature, is the real I, the self, the essence of your being. And then when you begin to understand, begin to be a little more clear all the issue. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta, Gocharam can be perceived, the self, your real nature, what you really are, can be perceived through the Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta, to the last conclusion of the Vedanta. Or the last conclusion of the Vedanta is your real nature, is the experience of what you really are. That Tamagocharam cannot be perceived through the senses. Cannot be perceived. You cannot put yourself in front of yourself and say, oh, I found that. In other words, enlightenment is not other experience that you have this experience, that experience, the microphone, and enlightenment is another experience that begins and ends. No, enlightenment is your real nature, what you really are, the self. And Govindam Paramanandam. This is the issue. Many people can say, okay, enlightenment, moksha, mukti, but what is the point with this mukti? What is the issue with this enlightenment? What I will gain if I become enlightened? What? Paramanandam. What is Paramanandam? Transcendental bliss. Oh, this is the problem. Many people, when they hear spiritual life, enlightenment is transcendental happiness. Oh, that I like. That I want. is joy. Oh, this is for me. And now I understand what I need. Okay? But you need to throw away all your misery. You need to kick all the sadness, all the problems. Fantastic. But the problem is that you need to kick all your pleasure. You need to click all the... You need to understand there is a moon. Okay? And the moon have two sides. One is light and the other one is darkness. If you see the light side, and this is duality, you see, oh, beautiful, I want more of this light, white, light, beautiful, and you, a big moon. But then the dark side becomes bigger too. No, I want less darkness, and then the light side means happiness and distress. Matras parashastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkha means they both are together. This duality of happiness and distress. So, if when we talk about Ananda, we talk to go beyond this duality of to play with the moon all the time. I am so happy, so happy. And the moment something happens, so much darkness, and so big darkness. So because this duality play. So this is a problem that many people confront in the beginning in spiritual life. They come to spiritual life and then wonder, I want light, silence, peace, light, beautiful. But one moment, you need to go beyond the duality. And it's very easy to kick all the pain, all the attachment, all the things, but it's very difficult to kick all the pleasure, all this the fruit, sense, enjoyment, all the enjoyment, because enjoyments and pleasure is one of the obstacles for real happiness, bliss. And the bliss, Ananda, Brahmānanda, is something else. It's not happiness that have his other face, that is the pain. It's not this joy that have the suffering. They go together. These are not two things. It's this attachment that have hate, or the hate that is the other face of attachment. Today I am so attached to you. Tomorrow I don't want to know about you. I don't want to see you. We see this everywhere because the duality. So spiritual life is to go beyond the duality, beyond. Paramanandam is a kind of bliss that is nothing, is absolute happiness, have no other face, a counter side, is absolute. Anandam, Paramanandam, this Govinda, your real nature is absolute bliss. Absolute bliss. And Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. Okay, this is the way to learn this text. Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham, totally prostrated in front of my Guru, say Shankara. This is what Shankara say, bigger than us. And if you want to understand these kind of things, there is some requisite. Yes, you say. If you want really to understand this, not only to read and to something interesting for a retreat, but if you want really to understand this, you need one requisite. To understand when you are prostrated in front of your Guru. That means less ego, to be humble. I hear this in the Judaism. They say if you want to drink water, and water is the water of the Torah, if you want to drink water, you need to be always lower than the glass. Debajo, under, below. You can never drink if you are. You need to. So this is the same. You need to be under, on the lotus feet of your spiritual master. That is the way. Because, one of my Siksha gurus say that when you stand, you have a big shadow. No? What is the shadow? The shadow is the ego, because he's created from something that is an obstacle in front of the light. So when you stand, you have a big shadow. And when you, a little reverences you do, small shadow. And when you are totally prostrated, there is no shadow at all. So you need to learn this text in that position, totally prostrated in front of your spiritual master. So this, there are so many other things that we can say about this, but more or less. So the importance of the discrimination. This is something that I want to put a lot of emphasis, especially in this retreat, because I don't want you to think that discrimination is something mental or intellectual, that you think, this is self, this is not self. No, the discrimination should be something very, very subtle in your awareness, in your watchfulness, between what you are and what you think that you are, between the thoughts. There is some question here? I have not so much, I am not so lucky. I never have questions in my lectures.
I have a question.
Yeah.
In regards to discrimination and the topic that you were speaking about today, being beyond the experiences, is there anything that's related to discrimination in there? Or the state that you speak about?
Yeah. Because you need to separate the experiences from the space where all the experiences happens. If you understand that the background, the space, unlimited space where everything happens, is not another experience. This is the discrimination should happen, that in some moment look at yourself and see. You look, you see now. But if you close your eyes, you see that you continue to see. You see. And in fact, you cannot stop seeing. Even you see that you close your eyes. You see that the eyes are closing. So awareness is there always. So this is the way to go and discriminate. All the process is to discriminate. Concepts are there, but I maintain them. I live in certain tension, and the tension comes from these maintained concepts. It's like when you do physical shavasana in yoga, you discover that many places you maintain tension, so you relax. But then continue and go deep inside and see how you maintain so many thoughts, ideas, concepts to tension. So go and relax. Relax the focus. You have some attachment. You are very attached and you suffer. Relax the focus. Relax. And what happens? Look, and this is the discrimination. Look and see what happens. Nothing. Something that you cannot define. What happens is something that you cannot, it's not a concept, and you cannot conceptualize, because it's the space, and that is what you are, the space where all the concepts happens. Concepts are waves. Experiences are waves. Thoughts are bubbles, but at the end, everything is water. Everything is awareness. And this is discrimination. This is Viveka.
So what you say that we lump between experiences and awareness, we make one thing?
Experiences, thoughts, beliefs, ideas, all the things. This is what I am. I am like this. I am a Chilean. I am a teacher, and I am sad. I am attached. All the things, thoughts, emotions, all the things, and there is no discrimination to see one moment. There is something here that even I am attached, something in me is not attached. There is something in me that I am sad, but something that is not sad. Something that is untouchable. This is the thing. You can tell me I am sad, I don't believe. There is an experience of sadness, but you are not sad. You are not sad. And you see, when everything passes, you are happy. Take any experience of happiness, take it. You will see there is no happiness there. When you bring the experience, don't touch the happiness. All these experiences. So this is the discrimination. Vivekachudhamani. And this is the meditation, real meditation. Real meditation is now to relax the focus on this idea, relax the focus in this feeling, relax the focus in your emotion, in that emotion. I search for an experience, relax this hope too. And when you relax every focus in everything, then there, relax. Not as a concept, not as an experience, simple rest. Rest in your eternity. And only then, one day, when you leave this body, you can lose concepts, ideas, emotions, identifications, but there is something that even don't die, and they never born and never die. It is eternal. And then you discover your unity with everything, because beyond your concepts, your ideas, your experiences, and my ideas, my concepts, my experiences. What is the difference between all of us? We are all awareness. Yeah?